everybody, this is Bonnie from bonniescreativeplace.stampinup.net, and we are going to be making card number 2 from my online class, Friends Are Like Seashell. And if you'd like any information on how to join my online classes, the information is in the description box below, or you can go over to YouTube and I have it over there in the community page. There's lots of places on Facebook. You can message me, whatever, to get a hold of me. I'd love to have you join us. So for this card, we're going to be doing some embossing, die cutting, all sorts of things. And I want to show you how I achieved all this. So let's get started. So we're going to set the card right there. In your kit, you're going to get one that has a little tag on it that says for stamping. That's the one that we're going to be using today. So we're going to bring in our foam mat because we're going to be working with photopolymer stamps. And I'm going to be using the big stamp shell that is in the kit. It's this one right here. We're going to be using that one. And I'm going to be using Night of Navy. And I'm just going to stamp this up really good. Okay, looks like I did a good job there. And then I'm going to stamp this down kind of like this. I don't think it really matters which way you go. I'm going to cut it off the paper here in a minute. I'll show you when it gets time. Okay. There we go. Then I'm going to be stamping up in this area kind of for the rest of the stamped images. So I'm going to be stamping I keep forgetting the names of these, whatever this is. This is called a sand dollar. Woo! Sorry guys, sand dollar. And so we are stamping 2 sand dollars in crumb cake. And I'm going to color them the same exact way as I did in the first video. Then we're going to be bringing in basic gray. And I'm going to stamp 3 seashells. Now I'm not coloring the seashells this time. I thought they looked really pretty just the way they were. But if you want to color them, you know, by all means, go ahead. I just kind of wanted to keep it really simple when it came to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these off up like this and out of the way. I gave you some extra just in case you made a mistake or something and you wanted to use this. So you can cut this off and save it because you really aren't not going to need that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to finagle this into here. Just like this. Line it up. That's why I said it really didn't matter. Once you get it where you want it, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe. Sorry if I had my head in the camera. Yep, I like that. Then use some score tape or I moved it. Or some post-it note tape, whatever you have. And just apply this to your thing and hold it down. Then we're going to bring in the big guy. And we're going to bring in platform 1 and platform 2. Platform 3. And then we're going to also need another platform 3. We're going to pick this up. We're going to put it right down. And we're going to line this up and we're going to cut it out. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So we cut that out. We'll do some work to that in a minute. And I'm just going to brush this stuff off quick. While we have this here, you've got a piece of green, old olive, and we're just going to place this right on here. Oops, I didn't pop out those white pieces. Definitely want to make sure you have your white pieces out of them, out of the way a little. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to pop this in, and we're just going to hold it down just here and there with some tape. Take our other platform 3 on top, and we're going to crank it back through, just like so. I'm not used to doing it right-handed, so it's going through slower. Okay, and now we are done with this big guy for a minute. So we're going to put him over here. Put this back. Okay. And then we have this die cut. And we're going to do some work to him too before we're all done. So we're going to put this off over here to the garbage. And then we're going to pop out all these parts that... So we need to bring in the scrap paper. And we need to bring in the crumb cake. And I'm going to fast forward this. I'm going to do this just the same as I did the other ones. And I'll zoom in so you can watch what I'm doing. Okay, so there we go. So now we're going to bring in the little guy this time. And we are going to cut out some of these. Okay, so I got all the parts cut out. And I've got all this stuff cut out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our scissors. And right over here, there is this piece. And I am just going to snip this piece right off. Snipping it right around. So we're going to use that piece right there. And then I am also snipping out this piece that is over here on the edge, right here. And I'm just cutting right up and along here. Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to hide that with a little bit of the seashell. So we have those two pieces. This you could keep, you could do whatever you want with it, cut more pieces out of it, but really you don't need it anymore. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our other piece here. And I am going to just kind of follow the outline of the seashell and cut out or cut off all these other little parts. And I just kind of give it a little trim here and there where I think it might, if I didn't cut it good enough. Okay. So there, so now we got all them pieces out of there. But now we're going to bring in our embossing folder. And what I found was I just took a little piece of the adhesive and I just tabbed a little dot on there, a little bit. And then I went ahead and I placed this on top of this embossing. I have to hold it up. I guess I can't see where it got to go, where it got to go down there. and I just put it on the embossing folder just like that. That's all I did. And then I'm going to close this down, and then I'm going to be bringing in the big guy again. There we go. And we're going to be using platform 1 and platform 4 because this is a 3D embossing folder. And we're going to put this down on here, and we're going to run it through the big guy. Okay. We're done with them. And we're done with the big guy. Put him on the floor. And now we're going to take this, and we're going to pick this up very gently. Check here and see if you got any residue. You shouldn't. It should be all right on here. But if you do, you can use repositionable tape or anything. But just double check it, and there's nothing there. Okay, so we'll set that across. And now this is embossed. It is so cool. It feels cool. I mean, you can't tell really in the camera because of the blue, but it does really feel cool. All right, so now let's start putting this card together. So we're going to fold our base card, which is Night of Navy. Fold that over. Then we are going to get our basic white, and I like to crease this. Put my bone folder way over here. And I like to crease it because I like to work with it, then it lays flat. And this is going to go here, but before we put that there, I want to stamp my greeting up here, just in case I make a mistake, I can flip it over. So I'm going to be bringing in the Night of Navy, and I'm just going to bring this in, and I'm just stamping it right about here. Make sure this is kind of straight, and there we go. Get it down. There we go. Came out pretty good. And then we need a piece of Designer Series paper, and this is with the friends that are like seashell paper, and it will be retiring. So the bundle's carrying over, but the paper is not. So if you didn't get any last month, then you'll have to use a different pattern. If you would like to join my May's online class, or I should say, because by the time you guys see these, because I leave these out for the next person for a whole month. So if you ever want to see this, how far did I go up? I guess I went up about a whole inch. So I guess I got to move it up a little bit more. Didn't realize how far I went up. Oh, you know what? I almost stuck that down. Don't stick that down yet. Good thing I looked at my card. We have got to add the sand. I almost forgot. So we'll bring in our scrap paper again. And we're just going to, there's a bunch of little sand. And I am just randomly adding sand. There's no right or wrong. I just wanted a lot of sand in different areas. So yeah, so about like that. I think that looks good. I don't think we need any more. Okay, so now we're going to add this down. Oh. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to add our piece down. And then what I did here was this, I'm going to end up just tucking. Let me pop these ones off. I end up tucking this right behind there, and I just put it as far over to the corner as I can. And I put this right about here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, liquid Tombow glue, to the bottom of this, just for a minute. Just a little bit, and I'm going to kind of put this where I kind of want it, and this where I kind of want it, and I'm just going to press them together a little, just so that they hold, and it makes it a lot, you know, easier for me to And then we're going to take and we're going to put glue all around this. You don't need a lot. A little bit of glue will do ya. And I tell everybody the camera like makes things look like bigger, like I have more glue than I do. And I just want you to know that I'm not putting a lot of glue on here. So there we go. And then we will put this right here, kind of in this area. And we're going to just apply this all down, just like that. Okay? Then I am going to take the two seashells here, and I'm kind of putting them down here like this. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here, put them together a little bit, and this is where these will go. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit of glue behind this. So just a little bit of glue on these ends right here. And we're going to put this one just like that. Just hold it there for a second. And we're going to flip it over and we're going to add glue to this. And we're going to pick it up and we're going to put it over. Now I'm not going to press hard yet because I want to tuck one of these seashells underneath there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this. And I'm going to tuck the seashell right underneath. So now I can press it all down. And just let it, you know, take a minute. Hold it for just a second. It doesn't take long for the Tombow glue to adhere to anything. So, you know, just take a second to do it. Just add in some glue here. I'm just kind of placing these. And this one, I might have to tuck this one. I might have it down a little bit farther than I want it. That's okay. There we go. So now we're going to flip this over and we're going to add some Stamp and Seal. Oop! If you just heard that, that is my lovely dog outside the door crying because he wants into his mommy. That is Otis, thinking he's missing out on something in here because I got him locked out. Because when he's in here, as you all know from my live videos, he cries and he whines and he acts like I'm, you know, locking him up or something. So now we're going to take these beautiful, they're stars, they're like star elements, and these are no longer available neither. But I fell in love with them and I thought this just added that little bit of pop that this card needed. So you guys will be getting some of these. Okay. And so we have stars going on. Okay. And that is how I made card number 2. And I will be back in a little bit with card number 3. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.